Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel Biodiversity Conservation. I am Subhalakshmi Rao from Agricultural Research Foundation, India. And today we are going to talk about some sections of Unit 8 Environmental Assessment Management and Legislation. So we are continuing our the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and it is chapter 5 that we are continuing. And it deals with the trade or commerce in wild animals and articles and trophies. So in section 44, it talks about the dealings in trophy and animal articles without license prohibited. So here it just says that no person is allowed to carry out business as a manufacturer, dealer, taxidermist, or dealer in trophy captive animals or their meat for the purpose of cooking or serving the meat to the restaurants, hotels, etc. Or they cannot derive, collect, or prepare any snake venom without the permission or the license from the chief wildlife warden or the committee who deals with the wildlife crimes. So if they are doing this before the Wildlife Protection Act has been started, then uh, they can continue this work, but they have to submit a declaration to the um, authority saying that they have to be granted license because it is their job and they are doing before the act. So um, if permission is granted by the authority, then they can continue to do so. But if it is cancelled, then they cannot do all these activities without the permission. And it also says that no one is allowed to deal in the tail feathers of peacock and articles which are made from those tail feathers of peacock. So in this section it tells about the rules that are to be followed if someone is dealing with the animal articles or trophy that are not in schedule 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. So every manufacturer who is dealing with the animal article within 15 days of the commencement of Act, this Act, the Wildlife Protection Act, have to declare to the Chief Wildlife Warden about the articles or animals which they have in their possession, and also have to provide an identification mark of every captive animal or animal article, and every person who intends to obtain a license have to write an application to the chief wildlife warden or the authorized officer for so that they can be granted the license. And every license application that are given to the authorized officer um, have some fee, and that is previously prescribed, that is to be paid to the chief wildlife warden or the authorized officer. And no license will be granted to the licensee unless the chief wildlife warden or the authorized officer have examined and seen that yes, the person is fit to uh, do this work, then only the license will be granted to them. And every license that is granted to the particular person have to specify the conditions or the uh, premises in which the license has been given to someone. And every license granted under this section will be valid for only 1 year from the date of its grant, and it is not transferable, and can be renew can be renewed for a period of 1 year only. And no application for the renewal of the license will be rejected unless the person who is applying for the license does not provide all the requirements to fulfill this work. Then only the application will be rejected. And the application for renewal has to be made after the expiry of the specified period which is granted to the person. And any statement made by the applicant at the time of grant or renewal of the license, if found incorrect or false, then they will be not given the uh, license. And if the applicant has not followed any rule of the act, then also the license will not be granted. And every order granting or rejecting an application for the grant or renewal of license will be made in writing only. And all the animals belonging to Schedule 5 or the vermins, uh, they can be kept captive or anything without license. So these rules does not apply to vermins. So in section 45, suspension or cancellation of licenses. So if um, the chief wildlife warden or the authorized officer for any reason finds that the person who is granted the license or have renewed the license uh, is not following the rules or conditions that are to be followed, then uh, they can cancel the license. And they have to provide the reasons to they have to provide the reasons in writing, and they can suspend or cancel any license granted or renewed. And no suspension or cancellation shall be made except they have to give the licensee the permission to be heard. And if he or she is reasonable, then their license cannot be cancelled. In the section 46, it talks about purchase. So if anyone is appealing or an appeal from an order refusing to grant or renew a license, or an order suspending or cancelling a license is made, then under conditions like if the order is made by the authorized officer to the chief wildlife warden, or if the order is made by the chief wildlife warden to the state government, then only the order can be um, appealed. And in the case of an order passed in appeal by the Chief Wildlife Warden, a second appeal shall lie to the state government, and every order passed in appeal under this section will be final, and any appeal uh, will be preferred within 30 days from the date of the communication to the applicant of the order appealed against, and the person who is appealing uh, can admit any appeal preferred after the expiry of the period um, mentioned in the appeal, and the person who is applying for appeal have to provide sufficient cause for not preferring the appeal in time. In section 47, it talks about maintenance of records. So, licensee uh, is a person who has the license to capture captive, uh, to keep the possession of animal articles, trophies, etc., have to keep records and submit such returns of his dealings, and those dealings have to submitted to the director or any other authorized officer, or and to the chief wildlife warden or the authorized officer, and the licensee have to make such records available on demand of the officers for inspection. So this is all from me today. Thank you for listening to me.